The Mets team owner, Steve Cohen, who tends to tweet like a fan, went on Twitter and shared these thoughts. He tweeted, "It's hard to understand how professional hitters can be this unproductive. The best teams have a more disciplined approach. The slugging and OPS numbers don't lie." And so as I bring in Jeff Passan, I want to spend most of this time talking about Shohei Ohtani. But Jeff, let's start with this. If I were to say to you, Steve Cohen is a motivational genius, what would you say to me?
I would say to you that if you're looking for a team with more disciplined players, trading for Javier Baez at the trade deadline probably is not the best route to take.
Fair enough. So Steve Cohen, but one way or another, the fans who got all over him yesterday have to admit his team at least went out and won them a game last night. I want to skip all the way to Ohtani because
Greeny, here's the thing, by the way. The fans did not get all over him. The fans loved it because he tweets like a fan. He says exactly what they're thinking. The people inside the clubhouse didn't like it. People in the front office didn't like it. But maybe that's the point. Maybe the whole point of this is to shake things up a little bit. And I don't know if it's a causative thing. I don't know if it's just a correlated thing. But the Mets did go out and break a 5-game losing streak against those teams and win yesterday. So there you go. Motivational genius.
Correct. All right, so at least we have agreement on that. In the meantime, I want to skip all the way ahead to Ohtani, guys, because I just think for all the attention that his season is getting, it still isn't enough. We put a full-screen graphic up earlier that showed you that in the annals of two-way seasons of pitching and hitting, what Ohtani is doing is just so greatly surpasses anything Babe Ruth does, it's not even close. So, Jeff, if someone were to say Shohei Ohtani is having the greatest individual season in baseball history, what would you say?
I would say that there is a good argument, Greeny, to be made for that. Now, we need to look at it a couple of different ways. Number one, what Babe Ruth was doing was before integration. So, honestly, it was against just, frankly, a lesser set of players. And I understand that there weren't as many teams, so the talent wasn't quite as spread out, and you can argue that. But the fact is, Babe Ruth was playing against pitchers who were throwing 85 miles an hour. Shohei Ohtani's doing this against an average fastball of 93.5 miles per hour, an average breaking ball that's unlike anything Babe Ruth ever saw. On top of that, he is facing hitters on the pitching mound who are better than they have ever been also. And the fact that he has a 2.79 ERA now in 100 innings, which is the third best in the American League, while at the same time leading all of baseball with 40 home runs, it sounds ridiculous because it is ridiculous. We have not seen anyone like this in history, and the only thing that I hope for, Greeny, is that Shohei Ohtani can stay healthy, because that is all that's keeping him from being brilliant year after year after year.
Well, yes. I mean, there's a uniqueness to what he is doing. But again, I want to make sure, because I just don't feel like I'm hearing quite enough of this. Right now, he's the best power hitter in baseball, the best power hitter in baseball, and he's one of the top 5 starting pitchers in baseball. At the same time, that's not supposed to be able to happen. So I'll ask it again. I just have a second. Is this the best season anyone's ever had?
Babe Ruth had some pretty amazing seasons. So I'm not going there yet. And I also want to see him finish up the last 40 games of this season. I mean, again, like, doing this, Greeny, is incredibly difficult on a human's body. And that, to me, is as miraculous as what he's actually doing on the field, that he's staying out there every day. I'm not going to say it's the best season that we've ever seen, but I do think it's the most incredible. And I don't know if you're having a difficult time separating those two, but in my mind, the best is production. And I think that some of Barry Bonds' seasons and some of Babe Ruth's seasons, just production-wise, were better. But just in terms of, like, you know, like, mind blown every day for what this guy is doing, yeah, this is the most incredible season that I've seen.
I'm going to continue to work on you on this thing. By the end of the season, I will have Passan won over to my side of this argument. Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.